Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. So in this one we have some pretty interesting stuff to talk about. Roku cover revealed, Avatar Legends Realms collide, some interesting information. But let's start here with the Reckoning of Roku. So the cover seems to have gone up only on Amazon Brazil. So it's .com.br. So it's in Portuguese, but I think it's Amazon Brazil. Might also be Amazon Portugal, not really sure. But it doesn't seem to be up on other Amazons or usual places like Edelweiss or the Abrams Book website. Part of this, I think, is partly explained by Randy Rabai, the author, on Instagram, mentioning that I heard something exciting is happening tomorrow. And also a kind of lips are sealed emoji. So clearly, I guess he's been told, that the cover will be revealed tomorrow, but obviously, as usual with these type of things, some place has put it up early. Now, I don't know if that means that like tomorrow there's going to be like a news article about the cover. There doesn't tend to be with these type of things, so I'm guessing it was just maybe the case that the cover was just going to be uploaded. Now, maybe an outlet has the cover plus something else, because it would be cool to get like an early preview, but, you know, that's just complete speculation. I don't think we know who the artist is yet. Maybe that is something that will be revealed in the coming days. I assume at the very least when it comes out, Randy Rabai will tell us who the artist is. But anyway, let's take a look at this because, of course, other than the cover itself, there's no other information here. The description's the same. The release date is still the 23rd of July. Everything is as expected otherwise. So let's take a look at this here. So really cool here. They've gone for red again, but sort of more of a kind of fire red. It's a slightly different color red than the Shadow of Kyoshi. So leaning a little bit more orangey. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, you can clearly see different art style here. Of course, we know we have a different artist compared to the Kyoshi and Yang Chen novels. Again, we don't know who it is, but I love that the style is, you know, consistent to a certain degree. It's obviously different, but it's in the same kind of vein. It's in the same style overall of being more kind of traditional. But I think this one kind of leans a little bit more towards kind of like traditional, but maybe attempting to be a bit show accurate as well. So I actually really like the look of this overall. So yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Chronicles of the Avatar, The Reckoning of Roku, Randy Rabai, and yeah, we have Roku here in his I guess it's a Fire Nation kind of outfit here initially, because again, it's going to be the early days of him starting his training at the Southern Air Temple. So I guess this image is potentially of him like as he arrives before he gets into his Air Nomad kind of outfit. So that's a kind of interesting one. Also, they might just have on the cover wanted to make sure he clearly comes across as a fire avatar and not have him in kind of Air Nomad attire on the cover. Background here, we got some clouds, some birds, kind of rocky kind of stuff going on here. Again, the plot of the book is about a disputed island between the Fire Nation and the Earth Kingdom. Now, does that mean that that's what we're kind of being shown here? Some sort of a mountainous island? Not really sure, because you can see here there's sort of fire stuff going on here. Obviously fire avatar, but are they maybe teasing a bit of kind of maybe lava bending type style stuff going on here? That's just pure speculation, but just, you know, rocky terrain in the background, fire, you know, Roku kind of known for lava bending. Maybe they'll link that in overall, but still, I think it looks very cool. And just especially looking at the face here, you can really tell it's Roku. You know, the eyebrows, like that's the Roku kind of face makeup. I think that's really cool that you can immediately tell. You do have the artifact of the kind of Crown Prince that was given to him by Sozin here. So very cool looking. In comparison, the best shot from the actual show we have representing this Roku is probably here, right after he puts that artifact on for the first time. So you can see here, still kind of has the quite distinct eyebrows, though it's more of a happy scene here, whereas this more intense here. So you can definitely see the resemblance here between these kind of shots. So that's definitely very cool to see. So, of course, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on the cover for Reckoning of Roku. Do you like the style here? Because ultimately, obviously, it doesn't, I don't think, tell us too much about like what the story necessarily is going to be about, but now it's cool in terms of talking about it that we have a visual to go with the book, when previously we just had the text stuff. So that's definitely good. So yeah, getting into more of the Avatar mobile game information. So this is Realms Collide. They did post a new screenshot yesterday. The text doesn't really mean anything. The screenshot is kind of interesting because you can see here, defeat Morong's troop. And then it seems like you unlock Azula, or maybe this is just a generic character. I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard to tell. But you can sort of see a bit of an idea of the map here of like, in the purple, these are obviously Shattered Skull, Barbarian Death Cult areas to take out. But then there's some in green, and there's like a shop icon here. So maybe different types of gameplay and stuff like that. Kind of interesting. But then, in a bit of a surprise, they posted this earlier on today. So this says, attention leaders, next steps in the development phase. We have news about the upcoming stages of development. We are going to start with limited technical tests in select countries. Please note that these tests will not be available in all regions. And then we get what is effectively, based on the gameplay that we've seen, this seems to be the kind of loading screen, the main kind of image representing the kind of story of this game. So you can see here, this is Chan Yu of the Shattered Skulls. He is the leader. He is the character who is connected to Father Glowworm, which is confirmed now fully officially, even though we basically already knew. But then you can also see we have Aang, Korra, Mako, Tenzin, Azula, Zuko, Toph, and Amon. So a very interesting selection of characters here. Obviously, it's ATLA and Korra era characters so far, but we know there's some other avatars in here, and I assume it'll expand out. Now, the situation that we have here, they talked about this a little bit more in the Discord, but the basic situation as far as we were aware, I think the only fully confirmed country is that the game is available for kind of test, kind of beta. I don't really know what the correct way to talk about it is. In the Philippines. That is one way that you can actually play the game now if you happen to be from the Philippines. I'm pretty sure you can just download it to test it out. The test at the moment, the limited technical test, I think only goes on for about 5 days. I'm pretty sure I saw something that said it ends on the 8th of April. So maybe they'll open it up and extend it out into more of a proper beta and stuff like that. But the interesting thing is it started. The second they posted this thing was up already. And we do have at least one video highlighting information on it. So again, this is just a screenshot from that video. I'll show you a little bit of the video in a second. So here's the confirmation, of course, that Chan Yu is in fact bound to Father Glowworm. So it's Chan Yu the barbarian who's bound to the spirit Father Glowworm. You're as monstrous as I've been told. So we basically knew this, but the text that you can read in the gameplay clearly tells us that the spirit that they worship is in fact Father Glowworm. I will say that in terms of the story, it is not clear at all what the canonicity of this game is. I think clearly, unless they explain something very, very interesting, I'm leaning towards it being non-canon, just because it's quite a crazy situation here, in that like you see like Aang interacting with Tenzin and it's addressed in dialogue, like how is this happening? So I don't really know what the situation there really is. But yeah, we have this channel here, Palmas Games, who have posted 13 minutes of gameplay here from the game. So you can see here, we've got the usual stuff of like you start off, you do get to kind of choose between your leaders, of course. Then you, of course, do have the kind of title screen stuff here, which is kind of cool. They chose Tenzin, of course, and you go through the kind of intro stuff, and you see that you have just generic characters from your as part of your thing. You do have an opening kind of cinematic kind of thing where Chan Yu gets introduced, but it does build up to, of course, you know, this situation here, where Aang and Tenzin are interacting, and he literally calls him father. And it's implied that this will get addressed later on, but this specific dynamic is only going to happen if you choose Air as your kind of faction at the beginning. Because of course, otherwise this is going to be Zuko talking to Aang, Katara talking to Aang, or Toph talking to Aang in this situation. But you can sort of see some of the basic gameplay here as you go through. Again, it's kind of difficult to break down because I'm not playing it myself, and it is one of those games where there's like, it seems like there's just a lot of different items, a lot of different currencies, and it's going to just take a while to figure out what exactly is going on. But it basically just goes to the idea of you build your hall of avatars and you place it somewhere. They teach you about, you know, summoning your first characters using the scrolls. I think everyone gets Piandao as your first summon from the scrolls. And then there's other items that you can get as well. You see a bit of a kind of, you know, skill tree type situation going on here. And we also get, towards the end, we do get to see, I think, some of the initial game events, which I think are Suki related and stuff like that. Yue is a character you can get, of course, so that's interesting. But yeah, that's all I'll say really on that. I wish there was kind of more to talk about. Again, I feel the communication surrounding this game has been very weird in that I find it a bit crazy that the first gameplay footage we're getting from this game is literally players from a specific region just have access to the game and are just allowed to post like footage. Like, they've not posted like a second in terms of trailer content about like gameplay from this. Yes, we have the screenshots, but like the one video is just a minor story tease, and then they're so cautious about saying anything, answering any question on the Discord. But like, the game effectively has had a like alpha test or something like that here. It's just an odd situation overall. Like, I get it that they have to do this, of like do an initial test that's quite small in scale and kind of ramp up to like full, you know, beta early access style thing and then to actual release. But I do wish they would just be a little bit clearer when it comes to the communication. Like, going back here for a second, you'll note that the wording on this, it doesn't actually say what the countries are. It doesn't say what regions that it actually is. We as the audience kind of figured it out because, of course, someone who made that video, of course, you know, realized that Philippines is one of them. So it's just that kind of odd situation of like, come on, be a bit clearer than that at the very least. Where like, I wish I had a bit more to say about it, but it's very much the early stage of the game, and I think this feels like one of those games where I think I'm going to need to play it myself to really get a sense for what exactly it is. Final piece of news is just Avatar Fortnite. Of course, the chorus stuff is in the game. I did a live stream last night where I unlocked basically everything. Pretty cool stuff. But then today, there was a bit of a kind of news kind of announcement in a way within the game. As you can see here, April 12th, the 100 years is almost up, teasing the idea of course, this is in the game currently, the iceberg island that has Aang in it. It's getting closer to the island every so often. They're teasing that April 12th is actually going to be when the Avatar stuff arrives into the game. So that means, I guess, not next Tuesday, but next Friday is when this stuff is actually going to happen. Again, what does that mean? Nothing is coming to the game on the Tuesday? I'm not sure, because the event passes are a little bit offset compared to like normal updates, so we'll see what exactly they do here. But still, at some point next week, the Aang stuff is coming to the game, so that is pretty exciting overall. But yeah, that's basically, I think, everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. So once again, what are your thoughts on the Reckoning of Roku cover here that was posted randomly on Amazon? Another situation of a potential like news scoop that was meant to happen tomorrow being potentially ruined by one place putting it up too early, and of course the fandom finding it. But very much on time. We were definitely expecting this either last week or this week, so the timing is correct. And then any thoughts on Avatar Legends Realms Collide now that we have some gameplay? Again, the video I'll link below if you want to check it out. But let me know your thoughts on all this stuff. But that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.